Welcome to another edition of McKnights Product Theater. I'm Foster Stubbs, and with me is Jake Pleban, Major Account Director at Hireology. Hireology is a people-first recruitment and HR platform designed for decentralized facilities to build their best teams yet. In this episode, you will learn how to recruit quality hires using Hireology's insights and analytics. Without further ado, take it away, Jake.
Thanks, Foster. Hi, everybody. Excited to be with you here today. As Foster mentioned, my name is Jake Pleban. I've been with Hireology for almost 8 years now, and I've had the pleasure of helping thousands of businesses build great teams. Hireology works with over 3,000 facilities and agencies in the post-acute healthcare industry today. And really what we're doing is we are focused on helping these facilities unlock opportunities to drive bottom line impact as you fight margin compressions, higher operating costs, and government regulations. Today, what we are going to go through is I'm going to show you ways to unlock efficiencies when it comes to time to hire, reducing that time to hire, increasing those quality applicants, and giving you more intelligence on how to really better manage your recruiting and hiring process. Without further ado, let me run you through a quick demo of Hireology and everything we have to offer. Naturally, I think the first place to start is really on that Attract suite. How do I drive more qualified applicants your way? When I'm talking to CEOs, presidents, VPs of operation, HR leaders, I keep hearing the same thing, right? It's hard to find qualified applicants. When I start to dig in and say, hey, what are you doing for that? 9 times out of 10, we're just relying on job boards. So the first thing that Hireology is going to do is we are going to build an employment brand for you. Essentially what this is on your career site, when you click on careers or open jobs, we will build this out for you to talk about the highlights of working at your organization. Think about these roles that you're hiring for. If I am a great RN, I'm not going to go see a 10 bullet point job description and say, this is a facility for me. I'm going to do my homework, right? I am going to research who you are and what's in it for me. So what we've done for these folks is we've talked about who they are. We've talked about the benefits. They highlight all their different locations. And also they highlight certain employees. What I think is really important is talking about career progression. How can people start at a lower role and grow and develop to get more responsibilities and climb that ladder? They've got several different people that they highlight. They've got testimonials. So what I don't want to do is just say, here's our open jobs. Let's brag about yourself. Let's talk about why this is a great place to work. This is what's going to help drive more quality applicants. On top of that, what we'll also do is we will get you out to over 10 different job boards. Right when you post a job in Hireology, it'll go to your career site and it'll get automatically pushed out to job boards, including Indeed, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, ZipRecruiter, and a bunch of others. We've got automated features to where those jobs can refresh every 60 days to make sure that you're going back on the top of the list. So besides the employment branding and the job boards, the last thing that we're really going to do to help drive qualified applicants is leveraging a referral program. Inside Hireology, there's a whole place to manage your referrals. I want to take a second to really talk about the importance of referrals and kind of where we're behind the 8 ball today. When I talk to healthcare orgs, typically these referral programs are ad hoc. We'll tell our new hires, hey, we have a referral program. Here's the bonus you can get. And that's pretty much it. What we want to do is really drive your employees to get active in their search, right? Get active of referring their friends. What we've seen is that our clients running a high performing referral programs makes up anywhere from 1/3 to 1/2 of their hires, right? I want you to take a minute to think about that. This is a network that we haven't tapped, and this is a free network for us. So how do we leverage our employees? So what you'll see right here is just an overall leaderboard. Let's make a contest of it. Get people involved. Send out the updates on a weekly or monthly basis. Run quarterly incentives. Hey, if you have the most referrals in this quarter, we're going to give you X amount of dollars. So you might be asking yourself, great, how does all of this work? What I love about this referral program is you have a bunch of different ways to manage it. You can take all of your current employees and run campaigns. What I mean by campaigns is Let's send our employees text messages. Let's send them QR codes. Let's send them emails about our employee referral program. What I want to do is have this be top of mind for your employees. People typically don't wake up every single day saying, I am going to refer my friends. This is a great place to work. We have to do our job from a people side of the business. We have to do our job of relaying this message, right? So if you've got your phones handy, you can go ahead and scan that QR code. This will walk you through the process of how easy it is for one of your employees to submit a referral. No longer are you going to have to play the back and forth of telling your manager, hey, I referred this person, following up and trying to collect your money. This can all be done through text messages, emails, or QR codes. If you don't have your phone handy, I just want to walk through very quickly what this looks like to refer a friend. If I work at your org and I want to refer somebody, all I'll have to do is click this, right? Refer a friend. Yes, I want it to be for an open position. Let's just click this mobile developer, the very first one. And all of those jobs will be relevant to what you guys are hiring for from that career site. Great. There's a $1,000 referral fee. I'm going to refer a friend. So it's going to ask me, what's the referral's name? Say Bob Smith. What are some notes about Bob Smith? Why should Bob be considered for this role? He's great. Great. And it's just going to prompt me to do a couple more things. What is my name? I need to put this in so I can get credit for the referral. Jake Pleban. Fantastic. My email. Great. And then the last thing I need to do is how do we contact Bob? If Bob is my buddy, chances are I don't know Bob's email, but I know his cell phone. So let me type that in. Now what will happen is Bob will get a text driving Bob directly to that role and directly to that employment branded career site. So as an employee, my job is done. That is it. Now, if you're managing this from an internal perspective, you can see everybody that you've referred and keep a running list. So what I love about this is think about if you're referring people and have this program over the course of a year. Think about how many applicants and referrals have come in over 12 months. Maybe it wasn't a good time for them 8 months ago, but let's send campaigns out to everybody that has been referred to our company. So we can really keep tabs on these people and tap this network, a network that hasn't been tapped before. The last thing you can do here, guys, is really manage the payouts, right? So who are we paying and how do we pay them? I want to make sure that I know when they're referred, when they start, and when I have to pay. If you forget to pay employees, chances of them referring people again are going to be slim to none. This makes it really, really easy. You can download these reports, get them into your payroll, and get people paid. Finally, what I always like to look at is just reporting. I think managing and looking at metrics is really important for us to make better decisions and use our resources to what we know is working. So you can look at all the different data and metrics here. You can look at, what referral method is more convenient, what's working better, SMS, text, or emails. So just a couple things that you can play around with. So we covered employment branded career site, the different job boards, and the referrals. That's how we're driving higher quality applicants. Now, really the next piece to this is how do I manage all this and how do I speed up my hiring time? We look at the labor conditions today in the labor markets, and it's just very hard to hire people. For every person that is willing to work, there are 3 open jobs for that person in our industry. So what that tells me is it's super competitive, right? Candidates have options. And in today's world, we cannot miss an applicant because our hiring process is too slow, right? So what Hireology is here to do is to help you manage this, get people interviewed, hired, and onboarded faster than you have before. So this is your overarching view of Hireology. If you have multiple locations, you can get a bird's eye view of what's going on at each location. Let me pop in to one of my locations to show you how this works. You'll see all of the different open roles at that location. If I want to go into a specific role to check out my applicants and see what's going on, I can easily click in there and do so. You'll see two different things right here, applicants and candidates. Applicants is really how we define that as anybody that's raised their hand and is interested in a job. Candidates is anybody that we have deemed qualified enough to start the interviewing and hiring process. So what happens right away is when somebody applies to a role, we are going to send them an automated email. And that email is going to have a link saying, hey, thanks for your application. In the meantime, click this survey and take this for me. What we're offering here is just a series of true or false questions. This is never going to tell you who you want to hire. This will just help you prioritize your time. General rule of thumb, if somebody can't take 3 minutes to fill this out for me, I probably want to focus my time and energy on other applicants who really want this job. We can throw in there knockout questions. Let's say you require all of your new hires to take a background check. We could put a question in there that says, I'm willing to take a background check. If they answer false to that, we can give them a 0%. So if they don't meet the minimum qualifications, let's keep moving on and let's reach out to the people that are qualified so we can get them involved in the process faster. We've got a lot of automated actions too. This is really what's helping us speed up the game and speed up the time to hire. You can take different automated text queues for when people apply to a job. Right when they apply, we can send them text. If they're missing certain information on their application, we can send them an automated text. Or if they haven't been contacted for a while, we can send them an automated text. You can also look at your candidates and send them text messages as well, right? This is how people like to communicate today. If you email somebody on their personal email, chances are it's going to get lost in all the junk. If you text somebody, the response rate is going to be through the roof and you will get much quicker response rates. And that's what we need to focus on. So stop wasting time crafting emails. Stop wasting time trying to call people. Send them a text. Make templates and be done with it. You can mass text people. You can do one-off texts and you can send emails all through Hireology. From there, when you're getting ready to interview folks, what we'll do is we'll give every hiring manager a scripted interview guide. We can have the ability to fully customize this. So if you have HR teams or talent teams that have great questions to ask, I don't want to try to fix anything that's not broken. We can customize it and upload all of your custom questions in here. The key behind this is keeping things consistent. If you have 10 locations, I want to make sure that we are going through the same hiring process at each one of those 10 locations for each specific role. It shouldn't change up by location to by location. You'll start to get varying results when you do so. Moving forward, we've got other things such as automated reference checks, personality assessments, hard skills testing. We've got places for you to run background checks and drug screens. For the sake of time, I'm not going to go into that in a ton of detail, but those are other tools that are available for you just to make sure that we're checking all of our boxes, doing our homework, and making sure that we are making the best decision to hire the right person. A couple other things that I do want to highlight here. We've got document collection. I can take you through a quick product tour of how do I collect certain documents during the hiring process and not have it be cumbersome for you and really not have it take up a ton of time. Whether that's test results or certifications that we need, all of this can be done before that applicant starts. So with just a couple clicks of a button, you will be able to send out all of these pre-document collections for that applicant to fill out. This is what their view looks like. What I love about this is it's really a guided process here. They cannot skip to this CPR card before they've completed certification and before they've completed their test results. What that is allowing us to do is make sure that people don't skip steps and don't miss information. Pretty straightforward to you. So once you get all of that information, you can take all of those documents and mass download them and put them wherever you need them to live. Additionally, we have automated onboarding. It's going to have the same look and feel to document collection, but I think the key behind automated onboarding is it keeps the candidate engaged. I hear all day, every day, hey, we've made this hire, and they don't show up on day one. Additionally, think about that candidate experience or that new hire experience. If I got hired on day one, when I first go in there, what do I want that experience to be? Do I want it Do I want to sit down in a room for 2 hours filling out tax documents? Or do I want to walk around the facility, meet some of my coworkers, and start learning the job? So what we can do is make sure that we have all of these documents before that candidate starts, and do what you want on day one. There are so many better things we can be doing than filling out tax docs. So what you'll see right here is a little welcome to our company, e-signature, personal information, direct deposits, tax withholding, I-9s, all that fun stuff can live right here. Similar to what you saw in document collection, it is going to make the candidate go from step to step to ensure that they have all of the right information. Talk about who you are, give them a little welcome to the company. Let's start out on the right foot. Additionally, you will be able to track where this applicant is in the process. So if they're right here and haven't done direct deposit, you'll see this little time clock, right? So if I am in the HR team or the talent team, what I might do there is say, hey, I know you're starting on November 28th, saw that you didn't finish direct deposit. Is there anything that I can help with, right? So again, getting these people through the process faster. Finally, the last thing that I mentioned earlier on the call was intelligence. How do we really manage everything that's going on to make better decisions? This is one of my favorite pieces of Hireology. I'm a true believer in the saying, you can't manage what you can't measure, right? I want to have a bird's eye view of everything that's going on within my organization. So what we can do is look at things like your hiring velocity. What percent of my applicants are my managers reviewing? If this location in Cleveland is coming to me saying, hey, I can't get good applicants because of X, Y, and Z, I will say, hey, you're looking at 60% of the applicants that applied. Similar to how long is it taking us to review these applicants? If it's taking a location 8 days to review and reach out to an applicant, chances are that applicant is going to go somewhere else. How long are we spending on each hiring step? Let's identify if there are any bottlenecks in our process. Hey, we're spending 3 days interviewing. How can I drive that time down? Additionally, time to hire. What I love about this is it really gives people an idea of where they are and where they need to be, especially for multi-locations. As you can see here, if I'm hiring on an average of 2 days in Detroit, but 13 days in Chicago, where is that 11-day delta coming, right? What can I learn if I'm in the Chicago office? What can I learn from the folks in Detroit to help drive my time to hire down? These are something that our HR teams and our C-suite absolutely loves. I recommend pulling these up. If you've got monthly, weekly meetings, spend 5 minutes talking about this, looking at it. We can look at other things too, like process adherence, but more importantly, let's look at our applicant sourcing, right? What I want to really understand is I'm investing all of this money into these job boards. What is my best return and for which job? So if I find that I have to pay out to job boards, let's not just blindly close our eyes and post out. Let's post out and invest in the sources that we know have had our highest return. So that, guys, that is a quick demo of Hireology. Again, how we help you build your best teams through speed, quality, and intelligence. I appreciate the time you've given to me today. Any other questions, feel free to contact me. Happy to have conversations around how we can help you build your best team. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jake. I've got a few questions right here from the audience. So first of all, what has Hireology seen evolved in the job seeker market over the last 3 years?
You know, I think 3 years ago, we were at the start of COVID, right? And I know we're sick of talking about COVID, but particularly in this industry, but you know, the employment market dynamics continue to linger from the pandemic. The supply and demand gap for skilled labor and hourly workers has never been so out of balance. There are 3 jobs, like I said earlier, there are 3 jobs for every person willing to be employed in this market. What that tells me is that there are more open jobs and job seekers. So it's extremely competitive. And really what you need to be doing is you have to be doing all of these things that we talked about in terms of leveraging referrals, building a great employment brand, getting out there on job boards. And then you got to be quick, right? The imbalance of the labor market is making it hard for everybody. It's going to be a continuous challenge.
I invested a lot in culture. How do I best showcase it?
Yeah, that's a great question. And, I think this all goes back to that career site, that employment brand. I know I mentioned it earlier, but your good applicants truly are doing their homework. And I talk to, facilities all day long, and they have such a great story to tell. There is so much that they offer their employees, whether it's, compensation, career development, what they do to give back to the community. These are all things that people care about, yet we don't discuss that. The only time we talk about that is in the interviewing process. But if I'm looking for jobs, I want to have access to that information before I start talking to you. So brag about yourself. I challenge everybody, go take a look at your career site. What are you saying about yourself, right? Really highlight the things that get people excited to work there. Leverage social media, use a bunch of different tools and drive them back to your employment branded career site.
Last one, what advice do you have for getting more out of your employee referral programs, or even expanding the idea of what a referral program is?
Yeah. The similar statistic that I mentioned earlier, we're seeing our clients who run high performing referral programs anywhere from 1/3 to half their hires. It's a network that usually isn't tapped. I would say let's really get a structure behind it. It also has a downstream effect, right? On being able to retain your top talent. People want to work with people they like. Good RNs know other RNs. We tend to hang out with like-minded individuals. Tap that network. So all you have to do is really just define what you're willing to pay to incentivize to bring people in. Whether you want to look at it as a percent of salary or a one-off payment, really have those conversations, right? What is that worth to you? Lastly, just also having a place to manage payouts and continuously reach out to past referrals. I truly think it is the true differentiator that you can have to drive quality applicants, and something that a lot of us today are missing, just simply because we don't have the tools to manage it. We don't have the tools to measure it. But if you start doing this on a regular cadence, the results that you're going to get will be incredible.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today. Thank you so much, Jake. It was a pleasure having you. This has been another edition of McKnights Product Theater. For Jake Pleban, I'm Foster Stubbs. Have a great day.